Travelling, Malta. Malta's a little country south of Italy that is mainly made up of 3 islands, Malta, Gozo and Comino. I travelled to the big one, Malta, to its capital Valletta. I'll always remember Malta for its landscapes, good food and gorgeous crystal clear water, its beaches and caves. The very best places I visited were Blue Grotto, Azure Window and finally Blue Lagoon. We visited Blue Grotto via a little boat, which let us manoeuvre around the cave, sneak closer to the amazing neighbouring cliffs, and due to the sun's reflection off water, at times the cave is well lit, meaning you can see right through the turquoise water to sea floor, giving light to the wonders below it, including coral reefs and the plentiful marine life. At other times, however, it can be a little bit spooky, floating through the cave's tunnels and crevices in near darkness. Even more spectacular is the light show every morning. The sun hits the water and bounces off, reflecting many different shades of blue. Quite a unique sight. There are plenty of people scuba diving and rock climbing. The views are simply stunning. Azure Window is on the island of Gozo. You must have seen it in many films or TV shows such as The Count of Monte Cristo and Game of Thrones. It's a really famous landmark and we took a ferry to get there. It just looks like a big hole in the middle of a cliff, and underneath lies a big lagoon where swimming and diving is commonplace. Despite the somewhat long journey, taking us roughly 2.5 hours, it was more than worth it. It's another gorgeous sight and something that had better be experienced soon, as top of the arch is disintegrating sharply. People said the arch will have completely eroded within just a few years. Again, you can see plenty of people scuba diving and swimming in the waters around the arch. If you fancy it, although it isn't recommended, you can jump off the cliff. Mind you, I wouldn't dare. Blue Lagoon is a natural lagoon found between the island of Comino and a few other smaller islands. Don't get me wrong, it was stunningly beautiful. The water's astonishingly blue, but there were too many people there. You could only really sit on the rocks, and then, when we wanted to have a dip in the water, we had a bit of a dilemma. Either jump off the rocks into the water from quite high up, or attempt to cross the legions of sunbathers and their towels. We ended up crossing and stepping on the towels because I just didn't have the guts to jump off the rocks, and neither did my partner. Just seeing it though is really something else. The capital Valletta is also really pretty with mostly Baroque architecture. There's the Grand Harbour, which nowadays is just a tourist harbour but was notably important throughout the Second World War. And indeed the whole area sustained huge damage during Nazi and fascist air raids. Malta received the George Cross on a collective basis in 1942 after a 2-year-long siege by King George VI himself for the outstanding bravery of the Maltese people, in order to bear witness to the heroism and devotion that will long be famous in history. The cross still appears to date on the flag of Malta on the top left-hand side. There are rather a few churches owing to the differing cultures that coexist in the country. The food's pretty good too. I had some penne pasta with an Alfredo sauce, cream, garlic and parmesan, and a little twist with some added bacon. God, it was scrumptious. Another standout meal was some slow-cooked rabbit. It might be a bit debatable what I'm about to say, but frankly, I reckon I ate better in Malta than in Italy. I must have gone to the wrong restaurants in Italy or something. Malta was really nice and had plenty to offer, from the stunning views to rock climbing, scuba and cliff diving. Some of the places were overcrowded, and in hindsight it might have been much nicer during the off-peak months.